Hello class and welcome to our maths lesson on Monday the 1st of February 2021. So starting nice and fresh this week, you are going to be in with your arithmetic. So remember, you can time yourself using a timer you might have at home, on your phone, on your iPads, or maybe an online timer. Pause the video, have a go at and carrying out the arithmetic, and then press play when you're ready and I will reveal the answers. I'm going to read the questions out to you. So 8 times 8. What is half of 320? What is 268 as a Roman numeral? What number is next in the sequence 12, 18, 24, 30? 7 times 7, 40 divided by 8, a tenth of 20, 1,340 add 1,527, 8,549 take away 2,344, and 24 divided by 8. So if I reveal the answers to you, number 1 is 64. Number 2 equals 160. Number 3, CCLXVIII. Number 4, the next number in the sequence is 36. Number 5 equals 49. Number 6 equals 5. Number 7 equals 2. Number 8 equals 2,867. Number 9 equals 205, and number 10 equals 3. So let's see what we're going to be learning about today. So our learning objective for today's lesson is, can I recognize equivalent fractions? So what fraction of the shapes are shaded? So let's have a quick recap, having a look at the shapes that we have on our screen. So we can have a look at the first one. So how many do we have? We have got in total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's out of 10. How many are shaded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5/10 are shaded. Let's have a look at this one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, 10, and only 2/10 are shaded. And over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this one is 10, but there's only one segment shaded, so that's showing us 1/10. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 shaded, so that would be 4/10. And finally, over here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we have 3 shaded, so it's 3/10. So there we have a recap of how we were finding fractions in our last lesson. So let's have a think. What do you think equivalent fractions mean? Well, the term equivalent means equal in value. Can you think of any examples? So, in school, we would use these to help us understand equivalent fractions. So we have to use pictures instead, obviously, because we're working from our homes and you're watching these from your homes. So this is our fraction rule, which would often be shown in the classroom. So this shows the breakdown of the fractions from a whole and how they're broken down into halves, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, eighths, tenths, and twelfths, how we break down a fraction. So by having a look at this rule, we have one whole. So 1/1 is one whole. Now, 2 halves make one whole because we have 2 pieces. So 2 halves make one whole. 1, 2, 3. 3 thirds make one whole. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ones make one whole. Sorry, 4 ones. 4 fours make one whole. 5 fifths make one whole. 6 sixths make one whole. 8 eighths make one whole. 10 tens make one whole, and 12 twelfths make one whole. So each of the numbers at the bottom, so our denominator, makes the whole up. I'm sure as we go on, this will become of more sense. So here is a fraction, and it is half of a whole. So we have a piece which is a half, so our green piece is a half. Now, to make up a half, 2 quarters make a half. So 2 of these quarters make a half. And 4 of these quarters would make a whole, because if we doubled this half, we would have 2 halves, and 2 halves make a whole. As we can see here, 2 halves make a whole, and a quarter and a quarter, 2 quarters make a half because it's the same in size, and 4 quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 quarters make 2 halves, and 2 halves make a whole. That seems tricky until we put it into practice. So we can say that a half is equivalent to 2 quarters as they represent the same amount. 1, 2. A bit like I said to you, 2 halves make 1 whole, and 4 quarters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 quarters make 2 halves. So how many equivalent fractions can you find? See if you can have a go and write down the equivalent fractions that you can find. So I'm going to give you just a few examples over here of what I can see. So I know that 1 half, I know that 1 whole, sorry, I know that 2 halves make a whole. So written as a fraction, 2 over 2 makes a whole. I also know that 4 quarters, so 4 quarters, or if I wanted to show you how it's broken down, a quarter, a quarter, a quarter, and a quarter equals 4 quarters. And 4 quarters makes 1 whole. So here are your independent tasks. So I want you to have a look at A, B, and C and see if you can complete the equivalent fractions. So a half equals how many eighths? B, a quarter equals 2, how many goes at the bottom here? And 3 quarters makes 6 over what? So have a think, have a look, and see if you can have a go. Activity number 2 is to match each bar model to its equivalent fraction. So you've got half, you've got a third, a quarter, and an eighth. See if you can match them to the correct bar model. So what you'll need to do is draw out the fractions and then draw the bar models and put your lines to match. And finally, number 3, this bar model represents 3 quarters. Which bar models can be used to show a fraction that is equivalent to the same as 3 quarters? Shade the bar model to support your answer. So have a look, see if you can find which bar model shows the equivalent to 3 quarters. So I know this is maybe something new to everybody as we haven't done this in a while. So try your best, see if you can remember, and I will be here to help you in your live lesson feedback as well. Bye everyone.